Welcome back, everybody. It's time to knock one of these players out. This is herO versus DRG. Again, it's kind of been a crazy day. First of all, herO was beaten by Creator. I thought that was probably going to be the most obvious result, as a herO would just 2-0 Creator, right? He's been voted the favorite for the group. Then Creator beat Dark, which again, it's like, what world am I in right now? So Creator's out of the group. DRG versus herO. Look, I think herO is, again, the clear favorite. I think herO probably is also supposed to beat Dark here. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, I almost would be surprised if herO did not advance to the round of 4 with how well he's been playing in offline. I mean, it was an upset that he lost to Creator, but PvP is kind of a mysterious matchup. You can't really glean too much about where a player is at purely based on a 2-game set or a best of 3 at a PvP or any mirror matchup for that matter, really. So for herO now against DRG, I feel like this is, I mean this with no disrespect to DRG, but from herO's perspective, this is almost a warm-up match. For Dark
sure.
and
Yeah,
PvZ, getting ready to go into that final patch, because I guarantee you that herO, coming into the series, he's expecting to win. He wants to make it to the round of 4. He has that expectation of himself, and by all means, he should. He's one of the best Protoss players in the world, if not the best Protoss player right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Game 1 in this best of 3 with DRG and herO is starting now.
Let's get ready to rumble, rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. You looking for trouble? Let's get ready to rumble, rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Tell them it's going down now. Let's.
DRG spawning as the blue Zerg in the top right. herO, the red Protoss in the bottom left here on Alcyone.
Okay. We've got a blocker probe coming out here to deny the hatchery that's going to be planted.
I love how standard this has become in PvZ, by the way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I remember back when, I guess it wasn't that long ago, but back when there was a lot of discussion and debate. Oh, herO, are you actually going to go for it? Okay, wait. For a moment there, I was wondering, how to look at the minimap on our little tiny monitor.
You can literally
and see
just ruin the game for the.
Yeah.
If you actually get that block up and then deny the other hatch, it's like you might as well leave.
But there was a long time where players were kind of debating when they should throw out that first probe going for the scout to block the hatchery.
You require more GSL matches.
I love
hey,
that.
It's the Overmind.
It is the Overmind.
Yeah. We don't talk about the Overmind enough. Kerrigan kind of stole
to the
show.
Overmind? He got
killed
by a
by
DT,
Kerrigan.
right? Oh, was Kerrigan?
Didn't Kerrigan
Wasn't
turn on
it
the
DT?
Overmind?
I don't know.
Uh-oh, we're not supposed to be StarCraft casters. We just exposed ourselves as
No,
frauds.
it's fine. Everybody knows the StarCraft story sucks. we're here for the gameplay.
Yeah, it's not exactly Shakespeare. It's I much prefer the some other games. No, I thought she turned on him. Yeah, she.
Maybe she did.
think
For
Kerrigan
whatever reason, I
betrayed
thought
him.
it was like, didn't like Zeratul kill some?
Yeah,
something.
He did something important.
He stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
He did DT stuff in some Zerg base.
But yeah, I'm
I
not
can't
sure.
remember.
I don't know.
I played all the campaigns, by the way, multiple times. They're great. It's just
No, it's
this story. I skip
But
every
also,
cutscene. I'm
there's something
terrible.
about my. I totally stopped paying attention. Like I'm playing the Warcraft 3 campaign right now, and like I still don't even quite know what the story is. So I kind of space out when the cutscenes come up.
I think for most RTS campaigns, at least this is my perspective, is you kind of need to play them young to get into the story. Like the Warcraft 3 campaign, I'm very into the story because I played it when I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah, well, I think. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I played some of the StarCraft 1 campaign on Nintendo 64 because that was how I played StarCraft 1 as a kid.
But I guess the other thing, too, to keep in mind is that, like, once you really, your brain attaches to the RTS and you're looking at it in a very specific way, I think it's kind of hard to be enthralled in the story, at least for me.
Besides, the stories still feel like they're very much targeted towards the younger audience, trying to capture the imagination of young kids, right?
Yeah, well, I do find with a lot of games, if I go back and play them, if I thought they had great stories, like a lot of JRPGs, I'm like, oh no, it's okay. Like, it's pretty good, but it's not 60 hours of my time good. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, hey, look at this. It's actually a Phoenix opening coming in from herO. I saw this Stargate, and I almost just played through the script in my mind that we would have an Oracle coming out, but instead it's actually a Phoenix opening.
And it's going to be an Oracle after that.
All right.
So this is going to be probably an Overlord clearing Phoenix.
I suppose he identified this Overlord in the middle of the map, and as Protoss, you're almost remiss not to take that Overlord knowing that there's another one in your natural expansion. Also, Okay, he messed up the wall. I was so confused by this pylon being worked in. But it's just herO not knowing how to wall in again. I feel like of all the Protoss players, he has the worst walls in the pro scene by
this is weird.
a
that this keeps
ridiculous
happening.
degree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say any respectfully, it is one of the harder maps to wall in.
Right.
It's a little bit funky. You have to wall a little bit further back than feels natural. Otherwise, you don't have enough space to work with. And so I think that's what happened to herO, is he walled a little bit too front. But I mean, this guy plays like he's a grinder. This is the kind of guy that, like, I will go play my ladder games, and the search queue for herO will get so long that he'll match into me and just say, hi, state, and then proceed to kill me with an Oracle and 2 Adepts in, like, 5 minutes. But, I mean, if I'm hitting him on the ladder, he's playing a lot of ladder. Let me just say that. And so for him to continuously mess up the wall-ins like this, it's just, it's funny. I can't believe it's still happening. herO is really the Protoss' Protoss. This guy micros with F2 and selects his army units and doesn't know how to wall in. It's great. He's the embodiment of all of us watching at home.
Oh my god, it actually lived. Okay, I thought for sure that was going to be picked off. Forge and 3 more gateways. Another slow PVZ to start things off. I do like the tagging, though. He's going to be able to take out some of those creep tumors. He's going for a Glaives timing.
A little interesting doing this off the back of the Phoenix and the Oracles.
Yeah, it's a much slower Glaives timing.
And herO typically he'll open the same way that Creator did in a lot of his sets earlier on against Dark, where he will go for 6 Adepts with a couple of Oracles and just exert map control. Though herO, he's usually a bit more ambitious with those Adepts. He'll try to trade them out for drones quite often. But in this case, it will be Glaives. Now, the Roach Warren is getting thrown down here by DRG. Another gas also getting taken to start powering up his economy for those Roaches. But herO is playing his cards very close to his vest. He's only showing a handful of Adepts, and honestly, even if herO were to show 6 Adepts at this stage in the game, it wouldn't be that weird for DRG. It's quite typical for herO to go for 6 Adepts with Oracles at this stage in the game. But this is going to be a lot more than 6 Adepts. 13 in total, paired up with 2 Oracles. Glaives is going to finish in about 10 seconds to pair up perfectly with his Glaives timing, and it's only just now getting revealed to DRG exactly what is coming in. The Roach Warren's finished, but the first 3 Roaches are in production.
Yeah, a really nice setup here with these Adepts. The Lings are going to come in. Oh my god, the transfuses are actually great from DRG. He cancels the Evo chamber. He's going to let the rest of these Lings come in here. The Adepts are going to be able to shade over here to the third base, still doing some damage. He's going to stasis and just stun at least 1 drone.
He's going for the natural expansion too. DRG's multitasking is really good right now. herO's trying to set up these traps where DRG is taxed a little bit too much in terms of APM, but DRG's been doing a really good job of dealing with it. And while herO's push did get a lot of mineral trade done effectively in terms of killing queens, in terms of killing Lings and setting DRG back in that way, I don't think he really got the drone damage that he needs, but he actually recharged. He made even more Adept Stageless. He's going to come in with 15. Behind it, powering up with 2 Forge, Blink, and Immortal production. Oh, this stage is actually catching a lot of drones, too. I think DRG was perhaps surprised by all these Adepts coming in. The Roaches, the split isn't quite there for DRG. These Adepts going to get a lot of damage done on the natural expansion, and with the Roaches coming in from the third, that means that the main base also is going to be in trouble. Stasis
my god,
getting triggered over there, too. These drones are going to fall. And herO, although he didn't get the damage done that he wanted in the first attack, he's getting so much more with his second wave. And keep in mind, this is not an all-in. He's building on the back of this back at home, and he even has enough to take down these Roaches. Instead, just going to recall, play it safe. That's quite scary here for DRG. herO's been able to take a worker lead. He's expanding to the 4th base as the gold. He's on 2 Forge, getting ready to start +1 ground attack as well as ground armor. And if herO rides this momentum in the mid-game with a ton of Blink Stalkers, Immortals, and this Warp Prism, keep in mind, he still has all of these Adepts. This is scary for DRG. Those Adepts didn't even get traded out. There's 9 of them.
It's going to be a 1-2 punch, to be honest. He could just come in here and clean him out. DRG is stabilized. He's getting his attack missile upgrade. But, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where herO's like the only guy that can do this. He can almost outgrow the Zerg while harassing him. I'm surprised we don't have more Protosses that either try to emulate this and fail or just emulate this and do it. But the way he makes it work, it looks so good. So this push is going to come out here. The Adepts can get the Zerg out of position if the Zerg isn't careful. So he'll cancel this, but he might look for one more opportunity. But now he's got the Stalkers with the Blink. He has the Oracles here to cover from Lings. He's got an Immortal in the back to just kind of slowly chip away at the big block of roaches that's out here.
Yeah, these Adepts are doing such a good job of forcing those units back. Actually going to allow the Shade to finish as he's just focusing his energy here on the third. And that means that DRG is going to have to section off the Roaches again to the natural expansion. And there's enough here for herO that he can blink on top of the remaining forces. The Roaches, the meat shield is gone. And herO just reset Tasteless a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, beautifully done. I do think we got to commend DRG for the early part of that. Excuse me, the early part of that game.
Yeah, he got caught really off guard.
Yeah, yeah. He did a decent job holding, but yeah, the follow-up. Once you see like herO's base finishing before the Zerg's 4th base is finished and their Stalkers moving around, it's going to be trouble. But I've never quite seen herO with that delayed Adept setup into then the kind of Stalker blink harass.
I think it plays really well with his specific style of PvZ because he's not going to commit super hard with it. He's very good at controlling units like those Adepts and just knowing exactly when to take engagements and when not to. I mean, the Adept control was perfect in that situation. The Glaives, he never missed shaded. Even going into the natural expansion, and that final attack was the perfect move to pull the Roaches away. I mean, it takes a certain kind of madness to play PvZ like herO does, but he's making it work, and now he's one map win away from fighting Dark in the final match. Will he advance or will DRG fight back? Game number 2 starting now.
Let's get ready to rumble, rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. You looking for trouble? Let's get ready to rumble, rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Tell them it's going down now. Let's
Okay, in the bottom right, in the blue, DRG over here. Oh, I almost did my old GSL opening. I was waiting for that name to come up. What's going on with me?
I was enjoying
Sometimes I'm running on old software, guys. Sorry.
The suspense was building. I was like, who is it,
I'm
Tasteless?
Like,
who is in the bottom right?
Like, oh, the GSL,
is it Fruit Dealer?
The GSL voice is back one more time, guys.
Is Nesty back? Who could this Zerg be?
He sent a probe out early, but didn't block that. 2 Protoss to semifinals. Yeah, I mean, it could absolutely happen.
It's absolutely
I think
possible.
it's actually meant to be.
I told you when we came into GSL today, I was like, I think we might have 2 Protoss players advancing.
I want to have a top 4 with no Zergs. Take that, a third of all StarCraft players watching. Yeah, that's right. We've had enough Zergs in Final Fours. Let's have Protosses and Terrans. Wouldn't the StarCraft universe have just been better if there was no Zerg and it was just Protoss? It would have just been like the Predator movie, right?
What is this like? What is this like? Artosis streaming brewer level of raising going on right now? Honestly, after some of the TVZ games that we've had over the course of the last couple of GSLs, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a break from TVZ.
Know what? I'm just gonna say the Predator movies are better than the Alien movies. How about that, guys? Really make everybody mad. The best Predator movie? Oh, Aliens vs. Predator.
I would like
Those
a
are actually the
PVZ. I would like a PVZ top 4. That would be fun.
Yeah,
but
that would
Korean
be cool.
Terrans are just too good. Maru and Kira, it feels like. Is this? I might be
Yeah,
throwing myself under the bus. I feel like it's 4 out of 5 GSLs in like the last 2 years that it's been Maru and Kira in the top 4 every single time.
Well, basically, yeah. I mean,
Maru's won 4 of them, right?
Yeah, there was
like,
a period where Maru won a bunch of GSLs, and we're like, wow, can he keep doing it? And then he just won 3 or 4 more in a row, and we're like, okay, yeah, he can.
Maru, stop. Let
Yeah,
somebody
stop.
else
All
win.
right. That's enough, Maru.
Like Sony needs to take away the toys.
What is it with StarCraft tournaments and eventually a Terran player dominating too hard?
Yeah.
By the way, Flash is back.
Yeah, Flash is back. I saw
Although
that
he's
news.
not made any official announcement, but he is laddering, but that's interesting. So we've got the Stargate here. In what looks to be a PvZ similar to the many that we've casted so far.
Yeah. I like herO's wall in this time. It's a very pretty wall. Gemini would approve of that wall.
Yes.
He wouldn't like the pylon in the front, but he would accept it.
Yeah, he would.
It's better than herO's typical
well,
wall.
herO's absolutely. Isn't that funny that he's messed up his wall in so many times?
Yeah. All right, Oracle opening here for herO. Not going to be going into the Phoenix to Oracle, as he did in the previous game, and we'll see exactly how he's going to take it from here. Sitting in that Adept, gets the scout. Oh, actually, that's a mistake, I think. Let the Shade finish. He's going to try and trade it out for at least 1 drone. We'll get 1.
Yeah,
Can he get the second one?
Whoop, no.
And I do believe that was a mistake there from herO. If you lose the Adepts early on in PvZ, it actually hurts quite a bit because more often than not, that means that if you are going for 2 or 3 Oracles, your Oracle has to stay at home in case there's a Ling Flood.
Yeah, he's
defend
going
the third
to get a
base.
Void Ray. maybe he was going to get that no matter what. Did he just... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he canceled Blink Speed for a second. I'm like, no, that's not a thing you ever cancel.
He attacks the spawning pool like Dark and DRG killed there as a Baneling Nest earlier on. He's like, I'm only going to make roaches now. All right, Oracle coming in. No Spore Crawler, just 2 Queens, so he should be able to get at least 3 drone kills, and indeed he does. There's another drone waiting very sadly there at the third base. I feel like herO almost took pity on that drone. It wasn't even mining minerals. Yeah. I'll let this one
Spare
live.
him.
Oh, and it's a really fast Evo chamber. Is this going to be for +1 melee?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, it will. This is kind of an older approach to ZVP. That
this feels like a throwback.
Yeah, this is... It reminds me of the way, maybe I'm reading too much into this faster evolution chamber timing, but you remember when herO just kind of took the, oh, he's going for it again, the delayed glaives. But you remember when herO kind of took the world by storm with this rapid expansion, Blinkstalker-centric with Oracle PvZ style?
Yeah.
And the reason why he stopped doing it was because Zerg's figured out if you just lean really heavily into Lings with fast +1 and fast +2, you can actually kind of stomp it.
Yeah.
And the way the meta works is it kind of forced that style to be a little bit less popular. We still see Stalker Oracle play, but not to the same degree that we would back at herO's heyday when he was, winning a GSL again, right? So yeah, it is a little bit of a throwback to a couple of years ago, but it's just cool to see the meta kind of shift in a circular fashion like this. And Baneling's Nest also coming in. Oh, that's the drone from before. That's the one that wasn't mining.
That's not fair. The drone got to blink into being an extractor. I saw it.
Now, how many more drones is DRG going to make? Oh, boy. Glaives get revealed again. There are no roaches, by the way, for DRG. He's only making 1 more drone, so he's going to go full on the Ling production. Now, he needs these Adepts, or he needs these Banelings to connect with the Adepts, because if it's just Lings, this game is basically over.
If the Banes don't get the kills, the Adepts are going to be too strong, especially behind minerals.
Oh, he might even be able to get a nice spread right now. He sees the Banelings morphing in here with the Void Ray. Let's see the split come through. Not Terran level, but it's still pretty good. It's good enough.
You're not a Terran player, but the idea's kind of there.
It's
like,
cute,
not bad. Yeah.
Nice try.
So funny.
More gateways coming in back at home. Now, 5 Banelings still surviving here. DRG did a good job of walling off the natural expansion, so herO was not able to commit into the main base. Even DRG realizing the severity of the situation, he's throwing down a macro hatch in the main base right now because he needs maximum larva in this kind of situation to deal with it. There are Banelings right on top of the shades, so herO going to very wisely cancel. And he should be able to get the cancel also on this 4th hatchery coming in. Keep in mind, behind this, herO is not really all in. He's adding additional gateways, very similar to the previous game. He's getting +1, he's getting Blink, he has a Robo with a Warp Prism coming through. And I feel like, as odd as it is, DRG's done a better job of defending than he did in the previous game, but I'm still not sure it's good enough because his word count now is being surpassed by herO. He still doesn't have that strong of an army on the ground. If these armies clash as it is right now, herO is still winning this with the adept counts that he has.
And behind this, we're going to get the unit comp that we saw in the previous game, the Immortal, along with a bunch of Stalkers, some Oracles to cover it. So, I mean, we can follow these Adepts for the time being, but you got to remember it's that 1-2 punch we were talking about.
Yeah, and DRG is in a really awkward position where he kind of is going to be feeling like he needs to drone very soon. But herO, he hasn't even started the 4th base yet. He might kind of throw one down, but if he does, it's basically a feint. He is committing very hard to this 3-base timing push. He's been on 60 probes for the longest time. He's only making army back at home. He has a ton of gateways finishing up. DRG cannot really drone right now, but it's an awkward position because he also doesn't have anti-air. So he just went for a round of 10 drones because he felt like he couldn't move out on the map due to the Oracles.
Yeah.
But now he has this push breathing down his neck. I don't know if he's going to be able to stop this, Taste. This
I don't know.
This is a huge push.
He doesn't have any sentries, but I don't think it matters. I mean, I think the idea is you just kind of blink, get damage, and then push back in. He's going to send the Adepts in. I don't think there's anything that can cover that. So that's going to be in the main now, just destroying drones.
Yeah, Adepts going all the way into the main base. The Immortal is going to fall as I think herO is migrating these Adepts.
Oh my god.
Sees the Macro hatchery even, and with good Blinkstalker control, not too much going down here in the center of the map. The Adepts shaded to the natural, get 7 more drones. Mining has been almost completely disrupted here for DRG in the main base and the natural expansion. The Adepts now shading into the 3rd as the Stalkers are overpowering in the center. Blink forward, and I think herO's going to that final match.
All right, GG, herO takes it, and that means we've got an excellent match to close the evening up. It's going to be herO versus Dark.
Yeah, and a rough series there for DRG.
You know, herO is just better. Look, I mean, we kind of expected that result, and you can really see that, you know, herO just seems to have this understanding of how to control the Zerg, inhibit their growth, and then come in and pound them.
In a really smart way of approaching this best-of-3 series too, doing basically the same build twice in a row, where we're all wondering what herO's going to do next in game number 2 on Site Delta because the map plays very differently. And instead, he just goes back to the same build. And DRG caught off guard the same way we were casting it. And that's going to be herO going to that final match against Dark to decide who's going to go to the top 4.
Man, well, this is going to be a fun one. And I think this one's a lot. Okay, guys, actually, we're ready for that break. The final match in the round of 8 is coming up after this break, guys. See ya in a little bit.
This is not a drill. I'm about to go all out. I'm about to go hard. It's about to get real. I'm not playing around. I'm about to get hype. I'm getting pumped up. Gonna give it all tonight. I don't need no introduction. Get your seatbelt on. It's about to go down. I'm about to go ham. It's about to get lit. Bring me along. This is not a drill. Don't test me. You don't wanna see my fit. It's about to go down. It's about to get real. You better move out the way I'm about to hit. I'm about to go ham. It's about to get lit. Bring me along. This is not a drill. Don't test me. You don't wanna see my fit. All eyes on me, and I'm ready to blow. Believe it when I say it. It's about to get real, baby. Are you ready to go? Going crazy, yo. I'm about to pop bottles, get drunk, party with models. You better hold on tight. I'm taking over the world. It's about to go down tonight. Let me see you dance. Hit the ground, turn the music up. Yeah, we want it loud. Get both hands in the sky, wave left to right. Yeah, I got a little vodka in my Sprite. Are you ready? It's about to blow. Are you ready to go? Now we never gonna stop. Gotta make it pop. It's about to get real crazy, real lit. Don't come around here if you can't handle it. I'm about to go ham. It's about to get lit.